Did you know there's more trees on Earth than what there are stars in our galaxy? Yes, there are billions of stars in our galaxy, but there are 3 trillion trees on Earth. I'll repeat that, 3 trillion trees on Earth. Wow. Every video I give a mind-blowing interesting fact, and as a bonus right now I'll tell you the last one. The last video, there's a place on Mars where if you put ice, cold water, hot water and ice cubes together on a certain place in Mars, they'd all stay in the present form. So cold, hot and ice cubes together will stay like that, all because when you break everything down into atoms and molecules, they all vibrate, and at this particular place on Mars they all vibrate at the same time, at the same level, so they'd all stay in that same form. Double wow. And today we're going back to basics. People have been asking with Chris Chan. We haven't heard of Chris in the last few months, well, the last couple of month or two, because I'm kind of an educated guess. He's been sent back from jail to that mental health place where he was before his court case was finished. They sent him back to jail just to get his court case, and whatever was going to happen next happened. He's in that place, I'm guessing, after about a month or two, so any time now or in the next 3 weeks he'd have permission to write a letter. So we will be hearing of him, but people, you know, they've been watching that documentary and they want more, and they've been asking me to just go back to basics. So we're going, this is special, this is where it all started, you know, where the madness started, his first letter, and it's worth, let me tell you, reading it out. So here goes. As at the top you can see, the 1st of September 19, then he says the date in such a way it's stupid that it's got a heart in it. Right, I have finally received fresh paper and envelopes, and I feel it advised to inform you of the following, all of which, as you may or will, you have my consent to relay all of the contents of this letter to Joshua Moon, as well as forward the physical document to David Hellberg, my attorney. He deals with his own attorney. You don't write a letter to the public and asking them to do it. He's just this is like, you know, where it gets a bit loopy, but let's carry on. The following everyone should hear and appreciate sincerely, authentically and spiritually, and aura deep, bloody hell, I swear direct truth with my left hand over my heart as I write this sentence. Firstly and vitally, it should be made obvious and clear that aside from Andy Warhol, which is like he's wrote books and he's an author, basically a well-known one if you didn't know. So aside from Andy Warhol, my life events at present and so far can directly be compared and matched with that, and which have been chronicled of none other than Jesus Christ of Nazareth himself in the Holy Bible. Also feel fine to take any unaltered original photograph of my face, neck and shoulder, chest area where I was not wearing the glasses, then alter the Photoshop it and put a naturally growing brown beard, moustache and sideburns. Now place that photo to that any image of Jesus off the cross, compare deep into my eyes and photographic, see for yourself. Wow. So it's Jesus now, and he wants us to Photoshop his face into a Jesus picture, because that's him. I want to hear the rest, so we're just going to move straight on. Right, timeless and the entire multiverse. This is where it gets diluted. So it's Jesus, but it's talking about the multiverse now. So despite some lack of physical evidence, I know the ultimate truth, facts and details not commonly known or written down. Wow. So what he's saying is Jesus Photoshop it, but he hasn't got the proof, and he knows everything but he does not know it now because it's like deep with him and it's going to come out. What is he on about? Also, not commonly known or written down or chronicled, that being stated, all of my life my mind, eyes and literally held the constant perception of the being, the central camera, hashtag 000 out of all the other. Also, not commonly known or written down or chronicled, that being stated, all of my life my mind, eyes and literally held the constant perception of the being, the central camera, hashtag 000 out of all the other cameras. I don't know why is he saying cameras, infinite from the first person perspective of all the others. And this goes even deeper because he's talking about the multiverse where anything can happen at any time. So if you say to him you've done that, he go no, I've done it in this universe but not in that universe. This is what I mean with him, he's just out of it. Moving on, I encourage you to meditate deeply and see for yourself this and all the truths and the reason and truth behind my unique perception is direct and mind-blowingly simple. And this is it. I am literally the real player one, the one avatar, and this body, mind, eyes and all is the one God body. He's saying he's God now. Come on, Chris. You've gone from like Sonichu to Jesus to God. If you was God, you'd be a magical being. Moving on. And I am literally also Jesus Christ. So he's saying he's God and Jesus Christ, as if like two beings and he's together. So I am literally also Jesus Christ himself, fully reincarnated and fully reawakened. Even the dimensional merge, this is what I mean, literally completed and concluding the same for all the collective shifts. So he's saying on every timeline and every multiverse it's going to end with him being Jesus and God. All of this is literally huge chunks of the past, present and in progress events of my second coming period. So that's it, period, can't question him. Not all details of my past chronicled scripture writings are accurate, and as a member of the council of gods and goddesses, so we like Jesus, God and goddesses, with the strongest and direct of connections, I know details have changed, some to a lot, in regard to the scriptures of past. 3 days on earth equals 4 months, with 24-hour days, nights in the heaven realm. Yes, so yes, this is the one immortal body, and that was none other than I am off and on that cross over 2,000 years ago in my past life. Personally, each and every prayer and praise to Jesus as of February 1982 at least have been all directed to this body and soul. Malachi 3, Judgment Day is nearing. Know this well, praise. What the bloody hell is he on about? So is Jesus, is God, is Sonichu, he can go in all dimensions, he knows everything but he don't know nothing, he's just unconscious. And he was on the cross, and in every multiverse he is God. Oh my God. Oh God. And then he says, moving on, with all of that stated, your last letter, next, why I had transferred that money on Saturday, July the 31st, when he stole his money to his mum. Josh had absolutely no right in relaying that detail publicly on Friday the 30th. So he's saying like the crime I committed, it's not him, it's Josh for like letting it out that he committed that crime. Moving on. So I was forced out of my home and temple, had nowhere to go. That's because his family was going to have him when he couldn't go back to his mum. But then when they found out what he's done, they said no, he should have just stayed in his car. And Josh People was collecting money for him, and he was doing these pictures to get to that bloody event, that what do you call it, with the pony, the small one, whatever it's called. But then all this happened. But even Josh said, just stay in your car, it's about 5 hours, and I'd just use some of that money to put you in a hotel. But instead he transferred through PayPal money off his money into him. So Josh just gave up and gave everybody the money back. Moving on. So he's saying, when he was in his car, I had less than $50 between pocket money and only a couple of bucks. So in my bank account, no money. In my PayPal, Patreon was not due till a payout until Sunday. This is what I'm saying, you had to wait like a day. And the SSI, which is disability, was not coming into the bank until Tuesday. Harriet and Tom, this is family, Ashby, cast me out before I even arrived to mid or whatever they live. So yeah, they cast him out because he bloody done that to his mum. And he's saying, like, he's not looking at anything what he's done, it's all other people. So they're in the wrong for saying he can't come to his house because he committed a crime. So that made him commit a crime. So it's like, you know, it's everybody else, not him. And then he comes out with all this stuff to justify it. It was just a test and I had to do it to save a life. But now we know, moving on, he wants his mum dead so he can go into the house. But now he's in that place. Anyway, the van was a majority uncomfortable. Josh had wired 1,000 to my bank that Friday, but it would not arrive until after Monday. Little food and options, and you try bumming in any parking lot without feeling insecure and paranoid. I have done that. I have literally done that. I was out of like my Birmingham, and I had nowhere to go till the morning. I went into a car park and I found a car, but I'd just been dumped there, and I slept in that car. I had no choice until the bus starts. I didn't go out and commit a crime. Anyway, carry on. I needed safety and comfort as quickly as possible. That is why I transferred that money. I was going to pay it back in full. Even had 150 from Patreon on Sunday the 1st. That went straight to Barbie Chan's bank account. This is what I mean. He's putting his mum as a Barbie Chan, as if like she's like, you know, it's Sonichu. She's another character. And now he don't look at her as a mum. He looks at her as like something what he could take advantage of. In the end, this is how he justifies it in his head. Anyway, I would have paid the remaining 600 Monday or Tuesday, but null. This the guy had to fail his destined test and betrayal me like I was betrayed and jailed with the kiss over 2,000 years ago. Now, and as for the past arrest, I have absolutely no way to fulfill this repentance or anything else. Digital Malachi 3:6-1. I repeat all that personally. Now all of you had to over drama and fail your worldwide test of faith upon me. So, you know, he's justifying it. We know he's justifying it, and now he's saying it was a test. It didn't happen, but he admitted it happened. And he's coming out with all this crap, and he thinks like, you know, we're gonna tell his solicitor, oh, it's Jesus and God, and it was just a test, so he had to do it, and it was like to make her live longer. This is what's going on in his head, plus a million other things. The end. And he's starting off listening to this sigh, and he's actually put sigh how he does in real life. He goes, oh my gosh. And finally, all I have important popular present FAQ. Why, what and the hell? Why, what and the hell? Emmanuel, God above all gods and goddesses, and one of my mentals herself. So now all the other gods and goddesses are his mentals now. Never had anything like this in my life until this happened with him. Moving on. And so the goddesses and gods have deemed me to heal, cleanse and clear Barbara of all her past sins and regrets, and improve her ability directly and personally. As a goddess, we mainly cuddled, soul bonded and talked, consensual and emotionally and mentally supportive and healing. I did as I had done for and with a chosen few back in Israel 2,000 years ago in cleansing them. More details for the Bibles that had to be overlooked and left out. We gods plural, do you know what I mean? This is pronouns. We gods have eased up upon views of adultery. So, oh my God. So he's even saying even the gods are like, okay now, with adultery and sleeping with this, that, the other. Bloody hell. Then he says, why else do you all have pro-gay, pro-lesbians, pro-trans and all of that today and in the past decade? So he's saying because of that, he was okay to do that with his mum, because like now, the pronouns and you know, trans and this, that, it's all accepted, but it's not accepted what he done. He's guilty, and the worst part about it is he knows he's guilty. He knows right from wrong. And on them documentaries, if you watch them, someone said, oh, you're a bit too close to his mum, and he went mad. He went, that is disgusting, that will never happen, and that's wrong. This is what he eventually did. Let's just move on to the last letters, the last parts. Everyone involved were all being generally deeply happy, consenting, spiritually satisfied with themselves and each other. So he's saying before and after he'd done what he'd done, he was both satisfied with each other and spiritually. So as long as all are over the age of consent and the activity was consensual by all parties involved and generally spiritually happy, it is good. So he's even admitting this, even though he tries not to, but he does, and saying it's all okay if it was consensually involved. But we know, he said on the phone call, oh no, she was saying no, but then eventually she caved in. This is why I hate him, literally, because of this. And the last part, it says, I have written further insights and details and already shared with David Hellberg. Oh my God, so he said all this to his solicitor, that his God is spiritually, he's helped her. I wonder what's on his mind. Finishing off, and I get out on second coming or sooner by uninterrupted co-divine intervention. All your demons and curses are no more, an unrevivable judgment day. Praise us gods. So he's saying praise us gods, praise him, pray to him, he hears all our prayers. And he finishes off, Christine Chan, Sonichu, the Golden Blue Heart and Lord. This is Christian Sonichu going to Jesus, to God, to, you know, spiritually okay, to trans, to everything's okay as long as it's spiritually. It's crazy. This is where it started off, and this is where it gets worse, and this is why he's in there now, and he should stay in there. He's dangerous. Anybody could get him to do anything. He's gassed people. He walks about with baseball bats. He's run people over. He's bad. He's bad regardless of whatever he's got. He knows right from wrong. And this is why I don't like him, and this is why I'm doing this now, to get this point across. And all the people who was helping in the past, they thought they was doing well, and he's turned on them all. It's just madness. This is where it started, and people have been asking me to carry on. I'll do the best letters, or I'll do the second, third, and go in order. You tell me what you prefer. So that's it for today, folks. You all take care. Good luck. Catch you on the rebound. Bye.